Alright, this is a DiSec magnetic padlock. This is one for a motorbike disc brake, I think. And it has a battery compartment under here where it has I guess a motion activated alarm. There's no battery in it right now and I don't have the instructions for it, but kind of interesting. If you take the screw out, this whole panel slides off and you can take the battery out without actually unlocking the lock, so I'll show you that in a minute. The main thing with this is how we pick it. So this is the key. You see it's a little bit janky. There's 4 magnetic rotors in there. And then obviously the lock opens and then it closes again. But tensioning this to pick it is actually really hard, so you have to pull on the shackle. And there's just, trying to set each individual rotor and let off just enough tension to move another one. It just is really hard. So I've tried a pair of vice grips to hold it and make a bit more sort of tension control, but just couldn't get it to work. I can talk about why that is in a minute. Let's have a look at the key first. So that's the bitting on the key. So you've got these 4 rotors, and these are they're magnetic, so that will stick to that one, but it'll repel from that one. Repel. Yeah. The reason this is hard, they're actually arranged in such a way that this is just a blow up of that of the key there. And then I have no idea if these are north or south, but these are all the same pole. These are the rotors. So they're arranged in such a way that this pole will attract this one, and they'll always bias towards pulling the rotors into a line. Same with this one. Because tension control is really quite hard. You can put, say, this rotor in its correct gate, and it'll jiggle, and then as soon as you let off a little bit of tension to try and set this one will also drop, and it'll just pull them both back up to the neutral. And I've put a few hours into trying to get this in a state where it can be opened by sort of manipulating individual rotors, and it's just a lot of pain in the hand from pulling on that shackle, or frustration dropping everything when you go around. So there is another way of opening this. We can decode it and just build a makeup key, which is what I'm going to try and do today. That's why single rotor picking this is hard. This has 4. I believe there's a version with 6 as well, which I don't have, but that would be even more complicated. Before we get to that, let's have a look at this weird little security feature in here. So this is part of the alarm down here. This is locked right now. Take this screw out, slide this panel off. You can see we've got access to the battery compartment in there. I don't know how sensitive this thing is, but I can't imagine it'd be too hard to take that battery out without setting the alarm off. Interestingly, this one on the other side also has like a little grub screw that retains the other plate, which I'll show you in a second. Put that back together. So take this grub screw out, this plate will slide as well, but only as far as the shackle. And then obviously under here are the rotors. I don't know how to get this out, whether you can or not, but it's weird that it's kind of a little bit guttable, but can't be gutted all the way. You'd have to drill or cut this piece of the plate out and then it would slide out, which maybe I'll do one day. Anyway, so I made a couple of tools to do this. So this is just a little 3D printed rotor decoding tool. So it has 2 magnets in, and they are opposing poles, so it'll attract to that one, repel from that one. And so this works. You just use it to turn the rotors like that. You can see it's repelling from that one. This is an old lock and it is a little bit, you see how it kind of biases to the middle there. So as soon as you move them without tension, they'll always bias to return to that neutral position like that. Which makes picking it really hard. So I've got a couple of these for just rotating them. I've made these like makeup key pieces, so this will be the actual key. It's not perfect, but it gets you close enough. And then I've got a few of them just with pieces missing, so if we need to, we can set 3 rotors to the correct bitting and then manipulate this one independently. And there's one with 2 and 3, and then stick all those together. These are just little hexagonal printed rotors, and they fit into these holes, so obviously they can be turned various different combinations of rotation. This isn't ideal. This would be ideally done with like a circle that you can just free spin with some screws to hold it in place, which I will. I've ordered the parts for. I will build one of those. But right now this combination works for this lock, and in theory it will work for any other lock. Right? There's only a certain number of rotations, but that's what we're going to do. Put this film on here. You can see that. You can see all the rotors are kind of in a line. And we're going to apply a little bit of tension, and we're going to set one of the rotors. I'm going to use a pickup as well, just like with all magnetic locks, the feedback is actually auditory rather than anything else. Okay, the most important part of any video, a cup of coffee. So, interestingly, in this one, this rotor right here is a freebie, so if we apply some tension, that one's already set. So then, yeah, I have no idea which pole this is, but it's this little like Sharpie mark on each of them is the same pole. You can see it sticks there, so that's telling me that I need to, in my makeup key, put one of these like key pieces in that position with that pole facing that way. So we can try that with this one. Some of these are different orientations for this reason. There you go, so it's just kind of straight. So that's the first part of our key made. And then we can try and set some of the other ones, so we can, that kind of sounds, test it with this one. It's a little bit of work to get that in the right place. See how many really that sounds a lot bit better. The feedback on these is actually really interesting. It doesn't. There we go. They you really struggle to get them in the correct gate. So it's kind of, you can see it. I don't know if you can see this, but it's moved a little bit, and it. Very faint hint of, yeah, a little faint hint of jiggle on it. So that was this way, which nicely enough tells us the orientation we need to use on the bitting. So we can put, oops, I should have made this a little bit nicer fit, but whatever. It's only a proof of concept tool. And then, so we need this to be kind of at an angle, something like that. We go a little bit steeper, but try that. We can always rotate it a little bit. Should we see if this one is a better option? One of these will be, sit just on a bit of a nicer angle. Yeah, there we go, let's try that one. So now we should have 2 parts of our key. And we can try some of these other rotors. See, by kind of using this little decoding tool, sorry, rotating tool, it's not a decoding tool, it just rotates the, rotates these a little bit. And then this won't make it jiggle because it's the correct orientation, but we can just use any old magnet and give it a little wiggle. Yes. That's okay. Let's try this one. It sounds, that one actually sounds almost like it might be set, but there we go. If you apply tension, then wiggle it the other way, you do get a tiny bit of jiggle out of it, so that's, and then we can just leave that on there, and it's biasing that way because of the magnet here, but if we hold it in the right place, see this dot is facing that way. So we need to get another piece of our key. I'll try it. Like that. Give that one a go. So we should just have one left to go. Sounds about right. Let's give that a... Yeah, sounds pretty good. As you can see, oops, all these others have gone back to their neutral position except this one, which is kind of sat. Oh, it's moved again. It's kind of like that. Let's have a look. See the problem with trying to set these individually and control tension? Like if we had this one set, you can get it in the gate, and then as soon as you start working this one, it just pops it straight out of the gate, which is somewhat annoying. Let's try that. Something like that. So again, dot facing up. It's going to be like that, I guess. So that makes, turn this over, dropping everything. This one's definitely not right. That needs to be rotated a little bit. So it's going to look something kind of like that. So we'll put that in place again without dropping everything, hopefully. There we go. Turn that off before I deafen myself. I just need to give it a little wiggle. So we must have one of these not quite right. So let's check this one. Let's just put it at a slightly different angle. Check this one. Just needs to be a little bit steeper. Let's give that a go. There we go. So with a 3D printed key and a couple of tools. Didn't need these pieces. I wasn't sure if we were going to need them or not. This is the first time I've done this. So, we can decode each rotor and then just build a makeup key and pop this thing open. It's not perfect. You could definitely make a better version of this tool, but it works. It's the DiSec magnetic padlock.